Well guys, welcome back to another wet and wonderful day here in Fort William. Brought you back to this again. Now I was calling this a submarine in my last video. However, this actually holds a more interesting story which I've done a lot of research on recently. I've actually tracked the owner of this boat on, who I'll come to in a moment. I do have permission to mention things about this gentleman's life that owns this, his career, etc. But it's not a submarine, it's actually a seaworthy vessel which was built in the 90s by the explorer Tom mcclean. Now, I don't know if anyone's heard of Tom mcclean. He holds several world records, one of which he tried to complete in this boat here. He did complete it, but it wasn't a world record, and that was sailing from England to New York. The boat originally was bright red. As you can see, it had Typhoon written on the side. It was the Atlantic Challenger Explorer, I believe it was called. But if you look for Tom mcclean, you'll find that he holds 5 world records, which is unbeaten just now, for rowing single-handedly across the Atlantic to New York. He's also completed several crossings in this vessel here. Now, we're not going to be seeing this vessel for long. It is going away at the end of the month, I believe, to be recommissioned for, I'm presuming, tourism or something. I have had a conversation with Tom mcclean on the phone. He runs a local adventure survival training centre here near Fort William, actually at Loch Nevis. Now, at Loch Nevis, it's inaccessible by road, so you either walk over those mountains there, which you can't see just now for the rain coming down, or you take a ferry round the island and it's over there. There he also has another world-breaking craft there. It's a 72-foot sperm whale. Now, he's had this built. It is round at his adventure site just now, which he currently still runs. But anyway, enough about Loch Nevis. This here was built in the 90s. Tom himself drew the plans, taken the plans to a fabrication shop, and had this custom built. Now, once it was custom built, it was taken to New York in a container, a large container, and it was shipped to New York, where it had its maiden voyage from New York to England. That was completed. A little about the vessel. This window here, right behind this window, there's a fully equipped kitchen in it. Now, this is a hard part that I found quite hard to understand, so I checked with the gentleman on the phone, Mr. mcclean. He tells me that there's a 4-poster oak bed in here. He says that he loves his voyages, he loves exploring the world, but in the middle, these 2 windows here, there is actually a 4-post oak bed. Now, he was telling me, at times on his voyage across, the winds and sea conditions were that bad, he had to sleep sideways in his 4-poster bed because he was scared he got thrown out. The vessel's powered with a 2.2 Leyland London taxi engine. He was telling me that when the vessel sits in the water, I've seen pictures of it in the water, when he was returning to England after the maiden voyage from New York. Now, the water level comes up roughly to there and it sits in the water. So that's, as you can see, it sits the second ladder up roughly. You can just make out some of the writing. That looks as though it says Spirit Explorer, but it's commonly known as the bottle. Now, I believe the joke regarding this. Tom, after completing his single-handed row in the 70s and 80s, 60s to 80s, completing his world records, his friend says to him, why don't you cross the Atlantic in something different, completely different? Tom's like, what can I cross the Atlantic in? It's not a boat. His friend replies, a bottle. So hence the reason this vessel was constructed. He thought, yeah. After he completed the crossing in this vessel, same friend says to him again. Now this is a friend from the SAS, which was a Special Air Service. Now he's an ex-paratrooper during the war. He's ex-SAS. He runs his survival schools. The gentleman is 82-year-old, 82-year-old. He's got his wife Jill, who appears on the website. But please have a look, Google the name Tom mcclean, the Explorer. It'll show you all the cracking pictures and some beautiful stories about his accomplishments in life. I was asking him about these cables and that which were hanging out from the top of the vessel. He says those were satellites and communication and navigation aids which was built to it. But yeah, after a lot of research, tracked him down. He's a bit disappointed. He would like to have granted me permission to enter the vessel. However, here at the Deep Sea Training Centre, there was an employee in here who had the key for the padlocks up the top there. Unfortunately, the gentleman's now left the company and no one knows where the padlock is. Quite sad. But the good news for this vessel, it's not going to sit here and rot. As I said, it's getting taken away in the next few weeks, so this will be the last time I'm able to do a video of it now. It goes away in 2 weeks. I believe it's all been sandblasted, repainted, engines done on it, and hopefully recommission this. I believe it's going to be either tourism or some sort of educational thing. So yeah. But yeah, guys, if you've got a loose minute, please go on to Tom mcclean, the website. He's an explorer, world famous. He's known all around the world for his crazy, this craft especially, the bottle. Actually, I did actually think it was a submarine when I seen it. I did see that in one of my videos, or maybe a training thing or something, but it was actually a world record breaker vessel. But yeah, guys, please pop on to Tom mcclean. It's not a name I'd came across until I researched this vessel. Have a look at some of the wacky things this guy's done in his life. The fact that he owns this basically like part of an island where he's got his training centre, adventure centre, outdoor sports, survival. You can stay there, there's camping, little chalet things that he's got. I've had a look on the website at Highland. It's called the Highland Outdoor Adventure Centre, and that's located on Loch Nevis, which, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, is over there, the other side of that hill, just where those transmitters are. You can't see it for the rain coming down over there. Just behind there is where the 72-foot whale is, which I will go and see shortly. Won't be this visit, it'll probably be next month now. But we need to go, that point there, we need to go all the way from the ferry around there, all the way around the island, all the way to the other side. So, and also guys, what I found is I've probably seen on a lot of other videos, on the banks near Ben Nevis, not far from Ben Nevis, it's actually more outside Fort William, where I'm standing at the vessel just now. There's 2 vessels here. Now I know of at least 10 videos that's on YouTube just now. That little white dot there is the latest vessel to come to the bank. But then, I don't know if you can see this blob just there. This was a fishing boat. It broke its moorings in 2012. It's a large wooden hulled fishing vessel. Umpteen videos, as I said, online regarding it. The Bearded Explorer, Razor Twisted, Alex, shout out to all those guys. They've all seen this boat. They've all been aboard. Tokyo Matilda, another explorer who I love watching. She's been and actually spent a night above on board. And this little yacht here was found about 2 years ago earlier this year when Bearded Reality came here to explore this boat, and they came across it. I think they were actually on the 500, the Highland 500 run from England up, when they found this in the little yacht. I have been made aware of this fishing vessel now. The owner is called George. Now, back in 2016, you had a decision to make to leave it abandoned or try and sell the vessel as it was. Unfortunately, I was speaking to a taxi driver who had been offered the vessel,